on YouTube? Back again with another video. We bring you today a Static Shot. My cousin's on the commentary again. So what's up, cuz?
Yo, what's up, YouTube? I'm back.
Yeah, YouTube. Say happy belated birthday to my cousin. Yesterday was his birthday, so I mean, this video going up tomorrow, so y'all can comment all you want to. That's if y'all comment. But yeah, we bring you Static Shot, or you can call him Virgil, whatever you want to call him. He's from the DC universe. I'm not really a DC fan. I like Batman. Static Shot was the cartoon I used to watch. I actually liked the cartoon, but and then he appeared again in Batman: The Brave and Bold. So
he also showed up in what's that show called? Young Justice.
Yo, he was in Young Justice?
Oh yeah, he was in the later one, but you know some reason they canceled Young Justice and gave us Teen Titans Go, which was a brilliant fucking move on Cartoon Network's part.
They got rid of Young Justice. They got rid of Young Justice because of the time frame it came on. It came on early in the morning when kids is not even up yet.
Yeah, that's true. But it was just like they could have moved the time. The thing was they had a great demographic for it because there's so many people, like kids of course watched it because that was, Cartoon Network's for. But people my age, like 22, 23, 24-year-olds, all sitting there like we all in class talking about, yo, you see Young Justice last night? Like I don't even watch cartoons like that. Like some dudes be like, I don't even watch cartoons like that, but I watch that shit with my kids, and everybody talks about it because they actually like the show. It was a good show.
It's on Netflix, so I might go check it out sometime because I'm just in the middle of it. I just finished watching Brave and the Bold, third season. I guess that was all the episodes.
But I'm telling you, they need to pick Young Justice back up for another season because there's so much that that they could have ended on. Like they left with Static Shock, like he started his own group kind of with Arsenal,
the Outsiders, right?
Huh?
The Outsiders, right?
Yeah, exactly. They started a little Outsiders clique. They set up for that. They set up for a new Kid Flash. They set up for Nightwing being the leader. Aqualad being the leader of the Young Justice team. What Young Justice was the actual comic book version of Teen Titans. That's what kills me. So they got rid of the actual closer adaptation of Teen Titans and gave us Teen Titans Go again.
I think they really got rid of it because it was in competition already with Pokemon being on a schedule block on Saturday mornings. Then you had the addition of TMNT on Nickelodeon and SpongeBob and all that lineup. Then you had Digimon Fusion coming out again at the same time. So it was like nobody was really watching. That's why they canceled the Green Lantern cartoon too.
What I would have did was I would have moved it to the Saturday night 7:30 to 9 p.m. block.
Yeah. I also think they canceled Green Lantern cartoon because I think DC turned Green Lantern gay for a while in the comic book.
Really?
So they didn't want that image. I guess as I remember reading correctly, they had turned him gay for a while, and then I guess they switched him back, or it was some type of. I don't know, man. That's DC Comics right there. That's what we talk about.
That's okay. That's crazy. I guess people try to do storylines, and the thing about gay. Like we could talk about gay for a minute. It's like now it's politically correct to accept it, which I believe. If you're gay and you're proud, be gay and proud or whatever. As long as you don't force it down, yeah, I'm gay. You should accept me for I'm gay or whatever. I don't care because I don't sit there and be like, oh, I'm straight. Yeah, everybody accepts me because I'm straight. It's just like, okay, I'm a guy, I'm straight, point blank, right. Or whatever. That's not to be with the other person. They're a guy or girl that happens to be gay, and that point blank they do this or whatever. That gay shouldn't be the center point of someone's characteristics, if you ask me.
It's like now it's like they shoving it down our throats with the gay pride, and they got the first gay cartoon on FX. I'm not even sure if it still come on with the white rapper and shit. That's the first gay cartoon, and we had a gay cartoon on for years, man. Fucking SpongeBob. SpongeBob and Patrick, yo. You can't tell me them niggas ain't gay for each other.
You'll have some people to dispute that one.
I mean, it's no. I'm not. We're not gay bashing or anything. No, don't take it that way. We're just saying that they forcing it down our throat. Like, we know people are gay. Okay, cool. Be gay. People have been gay for years, especially in sports and wrestling. They kept it somewhat.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell. Come on, and then when Darren Young came out, I know we getting off the subject of Static Shock, but when Darren Young of the WWE came out to be gay, I still think that's a publicity stunt. And then again, he could be gay because he looked like he can be gay from the first time I seen him.
Mm-hmm.
But they already had a gay wrestler. He been gay his own career, Pat Patterson.
Don't forget Orlando Jordan.
Well, Orlando Jordan didn't come on till after he got left.
And there was somebody else, and I know all the rest.
He said he's bisexual.
That's his name. Canyon was gay too.
Yeah, Canyon was gay. He came out after I think he started wrestling, and then he killed himself because he named it. Nobody's going to accept me. Yeah, it's a lot of wrestlers that were gay that you probably would never know.
I know some gay wrestlers out there. Like, it don't change my match none when I wrestle them, because you know what? Like I said, once again, you're just a person that happens to be gay. You're a wrestler that happens to be gay. Your gayness does not affect your wrestling or my wrestling. So why do I care if you're gay?
Exactly.
So, I don't think you're gonna cop a feel on me or anything just because you're gay. But if you do, I'm gonna tell you to cut that shit out. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But like, I might smack you or punch you one time for it. But like, I'm not gonna hold it against you if you come in. Okay, I happen to be gay, but we got a wrestling match. I'm like, okay, so what are you gonna do in the match?
And speaking of that, on the DC comic tip, the dude that plays in, I think it's either Suits or White Collar, the criminal, the dude, the good looking dude, dude with the blue eyes, he's gay. And he originally went for the role of the new Superman. They turned him down because he was gay.
That shouldn't be, because like I said, first of all, we all know Superman's not gay because obviously he goes for Lois Lane. And second of all, you say, well, the kids. First of all, there's no reason why a 5-year-old should know what sex is anyway, so they shouldn't know about sexuality anyway. They should leave sexuality out of cartoons to begin with.
That's why I keep telling people cartoons to this day are not for kids. If you want your kids to watch cartoons, tell them to go watch PBS cartoons.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon, Disney Channel. Well, Disney Channel, you can watch Disney Channel, but even though you can't watch the old Mickey Mouse stuff, but Nickelodeon Cartoon Network is not for your kids. See, we don't have the old cartoons that we had like on WB and fucking Fox Kids.
Well, hold up, because Rocko's Modern Life, now that hit some subjects right there, boy. I watched Rocko's on Netflix, and that show was chock full.
Did you know he was a phone sex operator?
Yeah.
It didn't take me to realize that until yesterday. I'm like, it just dawned on me because I was about to draw him, then I don't have the color for him, so I can't draw him yet. And it dawned on me, I'm like, Rocko was a phone sex operator.
Yep. He was a phone sex operator. They did something. They did something with Heifer. They made a suggestive thing with Heifer and Filbert. Oh yeah, that's what it was. You probably never know. Remember Filbert married Dr. Hutchins, the lady with the hook.
Yeah.
Remember they had kids, right?
Yeah.
They had turtles and cats, and one of them was a steer like what's his name, like Heifer.
Yeah.
So they're implying that that Dr. Hutchins had an affair with Filbert at one point because she had the babies, and one of them came out looking like what's his name, Heifer.
That's crazy. I never thought about that.
It was funny, and then they did. Remember the Future episode when they was talking or whatever, and the kids were grown. They even did another joke where they said, "Oh yeah, and hey, look, there goes Uncle Heifer, the one you take after." And I was like, it took as a kid you miss it, but as an adult I was like, oh snap, they really implying while Filbert was with him. And then I looked at Heifer at a whole new light after that. I was like, every time I looked at him on an episode from then, I was like, you dirty bitch. Like you have the nerve to smile on your friend's face knowing you done fucked his girl and
then,
got her pregnant.
And then fucking, let's go with Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold was crazy because you had a crazy bitch. That was the first episode. That's the first time we had on TV of a crazy bitch in a cartoon form. Like, and like, that goes back to what we was talking about earlier. in some light, like Helga really had a shrine of Arnold in her closet, like
his chewed up gum, his hair. Like, I mean, it was funny at the time as kids because you're like, wow. But then, like, you think about, like, this girl seriously had problems.
Like, she was on a stalker tip, like she would beat him up and all that, and she would. And, back on the gay thing. We had our first lesbian cartoon. Well, cartoon character. What's the girl name from the Peanuts? The one that always moved to football when Charlie Brown go to kick it.
You talking about Patty and
Ain't her name Lucy or some shit like that? I can't think of her name.
No, Lucy was his sister. It was Patty and God, I know who you're talking about. And the one with the glasses.
Yeah. They were a lesbian couple. Like, you can't tell me they weren't. Because she called the girl sir. Why would you call another girl sir?
Exactly. But see, back then, the difference was back then, cartoons implied. They didn't just outright say. They left it up to your imagination. Because as kids, you look at it as like, oh, well, they're just best friends. As an adult, you're like, hold up, something's going on there. So, like, it leaves room for interpretation. Whereas nowadays, they just want to outright. So a lot of people just want to outright do it. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, no, he's with him and it's okay, and like whatever. Like, leave it. Just leave it. You don't have to teach kids about sexuality. Like, that, to me, that fucks up a childhood anyway. Like, why would a 5-year-old need to know about sex? They're still worried about Power Rangers and what toys they're going to get for Christmas. Let them have that for a while longer. That's how I look at it as.
Yeah, that's true. Like, everything that we used to love and shit like that is being turned into some crazy shit. But it's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Cartoon Network with Uncle Grandpa, that shows that incest is real. Like, why would you want to call somebody Uncle Grandpa?
That, to me, that I've seen the show. It's dumb as hell to me. I don't like it. I don't like a lot of kid shows they come out with now because to me it's just a bunch of bullshit that they just try to throw together real quick and they just to say it was a kid show for one time. The jokes aren't funny. The characters aren't relatable. It's just things like it's like I don't know. It's like they just pick random shit out of a hat. Like what should our next character be? It should be a talking pillow that wears sunglasses and has a beard and has a Japanese accent. And then they just go with it from there, and then, like, it doesn't make no sense.
Can you imagine if we had a gay Ninja Turtle?
Oh, Lord, see, now you done talked about it, now it's gonna come, eventually.
Can you imagine, like, come on, we got Venus de Milo. What else can, like, they gonna push the envelope already because, come the fuck on, we got Johnny Knoxville as the voice of Leonardo, which is, reportedly, he's going to be the voice of Leonardo. The dude that played Monk in the TV show is going to voice Master Splinter.
Oh, Lord. Look, see, you talking about it now, they're going to mess around and have Raphael be the angry homosexual, like angry, sexually frustrated. That's why he's always getting into it with Leo. And you find out they got something going on or whatever.
Man, look, I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, if you go on DeviantArt and search certain shit like that, they already got certain shit like that happening. Even with extreme dinosaurs and shit like that. Like, man, it's not. Again, we're not gay bashing. We're just talking. We're two men having a conversation. We're just saying it's cool to be gay. It's cool to be whatever you want to be. Just don't shove it down the person's throat. But yeah, back to Static Shock. Static Shock. His original name is Virgil. I can't remember his last name. If you read the origin story in a comic book, his mom was a crackhead.
Yeah, in the original, yes, he was. And she got killed by a drive-by. She got killed in a drive-by shooting.
Yeah, I actually have the original I actually had that comic book. Like, I'm not gonna read it, but I'm just saying, like, I
that was
knew.
before he had the dreads. He had like a high top fade or something like that in the original comic book, right?
Yeah.
He wore a hat, right? Yeah.
He wore a hat and a mask and shit like that. And like, yeah, his mom was a crackhead. He got his superpowers. I forgot how he got his superpowers. And
Well, it was the same way from the comic book, from the TV show, basically. The only difference is that during the gang war, what it was they act like it was a chemical spill or something.
Right.
But what it was in the what was it in the TV show, they had it where they was at the docks. One of the freighters had an unknown chemical in it, and somebody threw some tear gas and a flashbang grenade, and it set off, and the chemicals mixed with the tear gas, and they inhaled it, and that's how the Bang Babies came, or whatever, and everybody transformed. In the comic book, like, a lot of the teens in that gang war actually died. A lot of people don't know that. And the ones that didn't die were the ones who mutated.
That's crazy. I always knew the origin of the Bang Babies. I just knew the origins of their names too, because you're throwing tear gas and other shit. Like, you're gonna get bang out of it. Like, you're gonna get a big bang out of it. So, but
yeah.
I'm just saying though, like, the cartoon was great. Actually, the cartoon, him and the white boy that was his friend. Everybody has that token white friend that they all chill with, talk to, and. I think
Richie was cool as hell.
I think later on he became to be called Gears or some shit like that.
Yeah, because like he got like the second hand effect of the Bang Baby powers. He'd been around Static so long that he actually developed his own powers, which gave him super brains, which was actually cool. But I'm telling you, I used to every day after school or whatever, I would go and I'll be ready. It was. Every day after school, it was always Static Shock, Shaolin Showdown, and there's something else that I'm missing that used to come on with that. I just cannot put it like
Road Rovers.
Yeah, that thing they did do a rerun for that on WB for a while. Kids WB after school special. And like I'm telling you, I stayed on Static Shock. Like that's the one thing. Oh yeah, Lunatics Unleashed.
That's the one I was thinking about. It was Lunatics Unleashed. That was exactly what that was the lineup for that certain hour or between the 2 hours. But I know Road Rovers was in there. I think it was at the Lunatics Unleashed, to be honest.
Yeah, and then it was for a short time because then they put Dragon Ball Z in it. They somehow got the rights to that.
Yeah, they got the rights back because before they was showing Dragon Ball early in the fucking morning. On your way to school and shit. Like,
but Dragon Ball, people don't realize Dragon Ball, like, it was out, like, WB had the rights to Dragon Ball first, and Dragon Ball Z, because I remember as a little kid, I was like 4 or 5, and I turned on TV one day, and then I always remember the episode. It's the episode, Goku turned into a giant monkey, and Piccolo had to destroy the moon.
Yeah.
And I always remember that episode. I remember that from when I was like 4 or 5. And Dragon Ball Z didn't get popular until it came on the Cartoon Network's Toonami run.
Dragon Ball Z, I heard it been on since the 70s.
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z. Akira Toriyama started in the 70s. America, they did dubbing for it in America since the 80s, but it never, because Japanese anime wasn't a big thing until it didn't become a big thing until the mid 90s, early 2000s. But Dragon Ball Z, what it was taken, and so much was edited out and cut out because the producers thought that no adult wanted to see a cartoon, and they viewed anime as just a cartoon back then. So they cut out all the adult content and everything, all the blood, all the fists bursting through chest and energy beams blasting holes through your body and everything, and they edited it all out. Which is funny because now if you look at the stuff they have now, it kind of like it loops back. Like they show the same fight scenes over and over again. We used to have like 50 million commercials for Dragon Ball Z when it was for kids. And like if you really take if they take out all that they edited out from Dragon Ball Z from its first run, like you have like over 8 episodes worth of footage you can show, or if not more.
I remember in the original Broly series when I first seen it before it even got the English dub. Fucking I think it was Trunks. He had caught Trunks while he was peeing, and Trunks started peeing on his head and shit, and all you seen was his little balls and shit, like.
Yeah,
And then like in I think it was in the future Trunks saga, and fucking they showed how Trunks is. Basically, they showed Bulma and Vegeta fucking in the shower. No, it wasn't even in the shower. It was in the what was it? The rehabilitation chamber and shit. And like Dragon Ball Z was crazy. And DC Comics, if you read the original comics and the comics before they got the comic book alliance or whatever the fuck it's called, the comic book code, like DC Comics went out there. They tackled drugs, cocaine, heroin, because it was it was a comic book with Green Lantern and Green Arrow when they caught Speedy shooting up. And that's why I kind of don't like DC Comics, because they tackled those type of problems. And like being a kid of the 80s, some of us grew up with shit like that, with like family members and shit like that. But I mean, it was cool for like comic book readers, but it's like they always had that homosexual. That is going back to that again. Like Batman and Robin relationship is kind of weird to me, because Batman was fully suited and Robin was running around in panties with no leggings and no type of.
If you notice, they changed how Robin's outfit looks too now. Now he at least wears like wrestler tights or whatever with long boots over him, and it's like more of like a bodysuit type thing instead of him wearing Speedos.
And I still also got a problem with them not having enough black super characters or black characters in general. Like all we know is Static Shock and Cyborg. And
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, Howard Jordan, not Howard Jordan, but John Stewart, and the new Green Lantern. One of the new Green Lanterns, the black dude, he's like Shabazz or some shit like that. He's like Muslim or something.
No, they got this other dude. He has a cool power. I forget. He just joined the Justice League. He was in Young Justice. He was a black guy. I cannot remember his name for nothing though.
It must have just created him because before a while ago, like, and like that's why I kind of gravitate more to Marvel, because Stan Lee put it out there like, yo, this is what we do.
Stan Lee didn't care, as long as if he thought that it could make money, he put it in there. He knew that there was a black demographic out there, so what do we get? We got Black Panther. He produced that. Like he got his Black Panther because let's face it, like you got to have a lot of faith in your character or whatever if you have a black, not just a black man, but an African native beating up Captain America, like literally handing Captain America's ass to him in a fight. And you know, back then that was like the poster boy of, especially during the 40s and stuff. That was the poster boy for America back then. Like, of course, DC had Superman, Marvel had Captain America, and then to have not just a black man in that time and era, but a black man from another country whoop his ass and send him back home to America, beat up and beat him down with an inch of his life. You know, that was a huge risk to take at that time.
But yeah, that was. But yeah, then like I don't know, man. Like Cyborg was the dopest character that I liked for a while. Then Static Shock. And I really don't like too many. And not John Stewart. John Stewart, the Black Green Lantern. It's not a race thing. Yeah, we both black, but it's the thing that, come on, give us a little bit of credit. Y'all use our voices for your characters, but y'all won't allow us to do a black character. Like we have yet to see Kevin Richards do a black character yet. Or he might have, and I might have missed it. But I'm just saying, though. Keith Davis, he did Goliath. So we didn't know Goliath was black or white anyway. Well, yes, we did, too. Remember when they did the reverse and mirror and they turned them all humans?
Yeah.
But,
there's a lot of, like, okay, I got a question. Out of all, like, to me, also out of all the villains, to me, Static Shock had the most creative villains too. Like I couldn't wait to see Static Shock versus Avon because Avon was a G.
Yeah, Avon was a cool G.
He used to come in, then you find out that he's Rubber Band Man's brother, and then Rubber Band Man turns good and starts dating Static's sister. And I was like, oh, I can't wait. Like, it was just good. And then they even brought back some African lore. Remember Anansi the Spider?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was that. What was cool, I didn't know at the time, was that actually comes from African folklore. West African folklore, if I'm not mistaken. It's stories they used to tell from tribe to tribe. It was basically teaching morals. And they used the spider as it, like a man who turned to a spider who turned to a man. They never was specific on it. But they had a lot of adaptations of it. They had Anansi show up as a superhero in Static Shock, where in the stories, the West African stories, he was always a trickster. So they even did a joke on it where he said, "I'm Anansi the Spider," and Static was like, "Quick, hit him with the web blast." And then he was like, "I'm not that kind of spider, man." And then he showed that he does tricks and illusions, and that's how he gets his bad guys, which I thought was a better and more creative way to distribute his powers. And then even in Gargoyles, they had an adaptation of Anansi, but this time they had him as a bad guy when they was traveling the lake in the boat.
Yeah.
And they went to Africa that one time.
Yeah.
Anansi was the spider, was that big ass spider that was trying to eat them.
Yeah.
That was Anansi. That was an adaptation of Anansi, but they just turned him into an evil spirit instead of a trickster.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't watch the full seasons of Static Shock. Like I will catch if I come home, I would catch it. But at that time, I was working at the same time, so I would have to catch it on my days off. So it was the simple fact that it was a great show. It was a successful show. It shows that you can put a black super character on TV and let it be successful. And then we had Black Panther for Marvel. That really didn't have a TV show. It was more Netflix exclusive. And then you had let's not forget Spawn. Spawn had the animated series for a while on TV.
Yeah, it didn't do too well. To me, they didn't market it right.
They ain't marketing it right, and plus it was too dark and gritty. Mm-hmm. That was very dark and gritty, and then it probably played a whole religious role and shit.
And then people forget Spawn was a black guy.
Yeah.
Michael Jai White played him. That was one of Michael Jai White's earlier roles. People just know him for what was he in? He was in what's it called? What's that movie? The Tyler Perry movie. Why'd I Get Married?
No, they know him from Cradle to. I think it was Cradle to the Grave with No, it was the movie with Steven Seagal and DMX. I think it was Cradle to the Grave, right?
Yeah, that was Cradle to the Grave. Yeah.
He was in that, and then he was also in some other movie. He was in some old slave movie, segregation movie and shit like that. He was in other movies, but people really know him from Spawn, Why Did I Get Married, and some other shit that he was in.
And I wonder when they're coming out with the Why Did I Get Married 3 because now I'm just waiting to see because I'm a huge Rock fan, and you just can't put the Rock at the end of a Why Did I Get Married movie and not come up with a sequel. You just can't do it. That should be illegal in my eyes. I'm waiting for it because I want to see how The Rock and Janet Jackson actually act with each other.
I forgot they said he was in it.
Mm-hmm. It was cool. Shoot.
They must have paid him a lot of money to be in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that just reminded me of something else. You know what else is funny about Why'd I Get Married? You know Tasha Smith, who played Michael Jai White's wife?
Yeah.
And then they on that other show now too, For Better or Worse. You know they actually dated at one point too, they was in a relationship with each other.
Yeah.
Which was funny. They told us on the TV show they told us I think it was on Wendy. Yeah, it was on Wendy or 106 in Park, one of the two. But I always thought that was interesting. That's how they always had that good chemistry with each other.
Yeah, they kind of found out she had a twin sister too.
Yep.
But back to Static Shock. Like Static Shock had some of the most creative villains. Like they was the best villains I ever seen on like TV in a while. Like not even Dragon Ball Z villains couldn't even come compared to Static Shocks. Like they were just like creative and they had their own ways and like some of them were just straight take it to Static and.
Then they had Batman Beyond Meet Him, which was another show that I liked.
Yeah, that was a great show too.
They actually had they had him meet they had him meet his older self while his younger self was there, and he teamed up with Terry McGinnis.
Yeah, his older self was like old and wrinkled and gray and shit. Mm-hmm. And then they had the older versions of the Bang Babies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, it was kind of dope though. It was.
I think about it though, like, and also open up my mind to all the powers that having the powers of electricity could open for you. Because you think about it, everything is run by electricity. Like, and they just they were so creative in the show of how they could use them. Like one episode, he took he needed to make a phone call, so he went to a telephone pole and I guess started charging it and made his own little, Billy made his own little hand phone. Or whatever, and could actually talk to people on it through the landline.
Yeah, that was kind of Static Shock did his thing. Static Shock was was a G on a silver disc.
Yes, he was.
I didn't understand I didn't know what to call his flying. I just called it a flying disc or a flying thingy. Mm-hmm. That's what he got around. That's what he traveling around on.
Well, remember at first it was a trash can lid, and then eventually, Gear made him an actual disc.
Yeah, because that's when he started wearing a black shirt. Because before his uniform used to be white and black.
White shirt and yeah. But you think about his power though. I look at his power he technically has the power to shut down the whole city. He has the power of all electricity, right? Or conduct it and everything. All he has to do is set off a huge EMP charge, and he can shut down the whole city. He's the most powerful villain ever. No tech would be able to beat him.
Cause I like what it did with Batman Brave and the Bold because they had it where they basically were controlled by some other mutant or some shit like that, and Batman and Wildcat went down there to save them, and then that's when they became a part of the not Justice League, but it became a part of Batman world basically. Mm-hmm. It's and then again it goes back to Batman and him and with younger kids and shit. I just don't get it. Maybe because he was an orphan, not orphan, but
well, he was technically orphan because he was at a young age when his parents died.
But his butler took care of him, so it's
yeah.
Then again, I can see why he so wants to help out the young, but. Come on, sometimes it's a little bit creepy. Yeah. Robin's story is just creepy, but
yeah, that just reminded me of something though. Not to get off subject, but on the subject of Batman. Okay, I watched a video recently. Who do you think will win in a fight to the death, Batman or Deadpool?
Deadpool.
Thank you. I was watching this thing where these people go to conventions. It's called Superpower Beatdown. They go to conventions, and then they a lot of people probably seen it because the most popular one they did was the Green Ranger versus Scorpion. Yeah, they do the same thing. Well, I watched another video they did where it was Batman versus Deadpool, and what they do is they don't actually go by a stat system like how the people of Death Battle from Machinima do or whatever. They just go around and they ask for a vote, and whoever gets the higher vote just so happens to win. Or whatever, it doesn't matter. Let me see. So, the people voted. They said that they thought Batman could actually beat Deadpool in a fight to the death, and I was like, no, not really. But you gotta think at the time, Deadpool is just starting to get popular, and Batman is as more popular than he's ever been lately because of the Dark Knight series. So everybody just is on the Batman bandwagon right now.
Yeah, I mean, that shit crazy. But in the fight with Scorpion and the White Ranger. We knew the White Ranger. Come on, Scorpion would have been killed the White Ranger. Of course, we know the White Ranger is a fan favorite.
Yeah, but actually, it was so close. Like, it was literally like a 1% difference of who won and lost. So they actually did another ending where Scorpion won. So it's kind of like they're saying, like, okay, yeah, we'll just make it for both fans because it's basically an even split.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy though. Like the special effects and shit like that made it like the White Ranger could shoot out fucking power balls from his hand like he was a fucking Dragon Ball Z character and shit. Like,
because I was looking, I was like, since when could he do that? I mean, don't get me wrong, Jason David Frank is the man to me or whatever. Like he's on the list of my guys to meet next to Manu Bennett and the cast of Dragon Ball Z. But like, I'm looking at like Scorpion. Come on, first of all, you can't kill what's already dead. Scorpion's already dead. Scorpion can take off his mask and just like toast him. And last time I checked, the Power Ranger that you can't teleport at will. They only teleported if Alpha was at the controls, and they had to call Alpha each time to teleport.
yeah, but I don't know, man. It's like back to Static Shock. Like Static Shock, I think it should be redone and put back on TV, or show the reruns at least, or put it on Netflix so the kids can see it. It deserves to be on Netflix. If you can put Pokemon Season 1 on Netflix, you can put Static Shock on Netflix. Because Pokemon Season 1 was on the same time as fucking Static Shock at that point.
Yes, it was. And I still don't care what nobody say. WB knew what they was doing. Pokemon was a ploy to get kids to wake up early as hell in the morning so their parents didn't have to wake them up.
Pokemon was a drug,
there was no reason they needed to put that show on every weeknight or every weekday at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, that was ridiculous.
Pokemon was like a drug because kids, like, all you did was collect the cards. People were stealing other people's cards. I remember I had all 150 Pokemon. Somebody stole all my Pokemon cards. And it's like, Pokemon, don't get me wrong, Pokemon was great for its time. It's still great to this day. I bought the new game, Pokemon X and Y. I've been hooked on it ever since. But it's like, yeah, like you said, it's for kids to a certain extent. Unless you're reading the manga, then it's not for kids. Like, Brock was a pervert. Like, he fell for, like, he was a woman, not womanizer, but he was a sucker for love. He fell in love with everybody that he seen, every girl that he seen.
Officer Jenny, Nurse Joy.
And then, like, we knew that Misty had a thing for Ash, but Ash is only 10, and Misty had to be like 15, 16. Like,
that's acceptable in Japan, I guess.
Everything is acceptable in Japan.
You think about, like I said, Sailor Moon's the biggest one. She takes 5 minutes to transform. That's what always used to kill me, though. She used to transform. They did that whole scene, and she wore a mini skirt and all that stuff. People forgot she's fucking 12 years old. Like, I look at somebody's 12-year-old daughter now, and I'm like, no, that's not Sailor Moon. I thought Sailor Moon was like at least 16, 17 when I was a kid, but no. She's 12 years old, running around in a mini skirt, fighting bad guys in some high heel pumps, and taking 5 minutes to get undressed and redressed in front of everybody.
Yeah, I ain't get that. And then the Tennessee tuxedo, man, I didn't understand that dude at all.
Tuxedo Mask, he was the man to me because I used to love watching Sailor Moon as a kid. I ain't gonna lie. Tuxedo Mask was smooth. I wanted to be just like him. I wanted to be able to throw the rose and just be smooth and get the girl just like him. And now I look at him, I'm like, man, that shit is corny as hell. What the hell was I thinking? Liking Tuxedo Mask is swag.
I don't know, man. It's like certain cartoons just was weird, and certain cartoons was great. Like Batman animated series was great. It was dark and gritty. Batman Beyond took it to the futuristic dark and grittiness.
Exactly.
Static Shock took it to the hood. It was dark and gritty. It was great. It had its funny moments. It had its serious moments, and like sometimes like some of the bad guys you just rooted from because they were just so dope. And then let's go to Shaolin Showdown. Shaolin Showdown was just like that because they remember the time they went to Brooklyn and shit, and they had the black kid and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of reminded me of the Static Shock a little bit, but It was just dope. Like,
but this is what we're talking about. Let's talk about Jack Spicer. He has got to be the best villain ever.
Jack Spicer remind me of The Miz.
Yeah, he does. Like, if they ever do a remake of that show, shit, The Miz ain't doing nothing in WWE right now, anyways. They can send him off to
buried because
I
nobody liked him.
I didn't mean to sound mean with that, but you haven't seen him on TV in a while, so I was like, they can send him down and to do a couple of episodes as Jack Spicer's voice because I could see him being Jack Spicer.
Only time we see him is when a special guest is on the program or old legends on the program, and he reminds me. He looks like a frog. He looks like a human frog, and he looks like Jack Spicer. The Miz looks like a cartoon character, and he's getting buried because nobody likes him. I really believe he's really a dickhead behind the scenes.
I don't know. I don't know. The Miz, I don't know what the Miz personality is like. I mean, I haven't even heard like bad things about him or anything like that, bad or good. So I really wouldn't be able to tell or whatever. So
and then again, he might not be a dickhead. He might just do his job and leave. Like, he probably don't really socialize with anybody.
Well, think about a lot of people didn't like him when he first came in. A lot of people did not like The Miz. Triple H being one of them. He did not like him because they felt that he didn't pay his dues to get it. They felt that he just got on the show because he used to be a reality star. He was on The Real World, and then he did Tough Enough. That's 2 reality shows, and now all of a sudden you get to be in WWE, and that's how they looked at him as.
Well, it's just understandable because a lot of wrestlers pay their dues. Come on, Triple H came from WCW. That's not paying your dues. Whatever. And then, like, Bob Holly, Hardcore Holly, I don't really think he really liked The Miz, to be honest.
A lot of people didn't like The Miz. Like, most of the locker room did not like The Miz or whatever. And I think that it still stems to that or whatever. I mean, but his work shows for himself. He worked the indie scene. He did pay his dues. It's just the perception they got of him because of Tough Enough and because he was on The Real World is what messed him up. Because if you look at him, he's a good worker. I actually enjoyed his match with John Cena, which I rarely ever enjoy a John Cena match.
Yeah, I don't enjoy John Cena matches at all. I just don't like John Cena. My homie get mad at me because I don't like John Cena. Cause I turn Raw off when John Cena is even cutting a promo or he's wrestling. I turn it off or I mute it because he comes out, he says the same thing. And he either loses or win, and he always gets a title shot.
I will tell you this, though, about John Cena. As much as everybody talks about how much they hate him and everything, you know what? I can't even hate on his hustle, though, because he gets paid $30 million to go out there and say the same thing. He gets paid $30 million to go out there and do the same match out there. If that ain't the easiest fucking job in the world, I don't know what is. Like, he's got it made. Like, you think about it, there will never be a day where John Cena will not be wanted in the WWE, or he will not be needed in WWE. He could say, you know what, fuck this shit, fuck the WWE, I'm leaving. Come back 2 months later, say my bad, I was tripping, and be right back in the main event because he's John Cena.
I don't know because he's not The Rock. The Rock can do that because The Rock paid his dues. I don't think John Cena can do that though. John Cena life consists of wrestling because, like Hulk Hogan, they went to Hollywood and sucked. Mr. Nanny sucked, but it was a funny ass movie. 12 Rounds was a sucky movie. It was action packed, but it was sucky. The Marine was okay.
That's because they had a lot of good supporting actors for that. That's what that was.
But it's I don't know, man. Then like. I don't know, but back to Static Shock. They need to put it on Netflix or Hulu Plus where we can go in there and watch it, or just redo it and put it back on TV, or remake it, or just show the reruns, because it was a great cartoon, like, and it was before its time. That's probably why they probably won't put it back on TV, because it was before its time, and like most people won't know what's going on unless they really read the comic books. But being us and like being the person that we were, we already knew like the backstory just about watching the cartoon.
Hey, remember when Lil Romeo did the theme song for Static Shock?
Yeah, man.
That was funny. Like, it's funny now because at the time he was popular. Everybody was like, "Oh, I love Lil Romeo." The girls, the preteen girls wet their panties for Lil Romeo at the time. He was Lil Romeo in our time as kids is what Justin Bieber is now, basically to the kids here. Or what's the other one? One Direction to them. That's basically what Lil Romeo was to the little girls back then. And it was like such a big deal for Lil Romeo to be a part of that. So now, like, it's funny because now the kids our age are gonna be like, "Are you talking about the You talk about the what's that junk called? That university, that commercial he be on.
Oh, ICDC college.
ICDC. Like, you mean the ICDC dude used to sing that song? He used to be. I'm like, yeah.
But the thing about it though, he didn't grow up to be a prick like some of these new artists that coming out late.
No, he actually invested his money. The thing is, he hasn't come out with an album. He hasn't done nothing lately, but he still got money.
He followed what his dad did.
Yep, he kept his money, reinvested it, put himself. And like I said, that's why I don't mind. I didn't like Lil Romeo's songs because all he ever did was take other people's songs and change the words.
Yeah, especially when he took MG's song.
Yeah. To me, I'm gonna get smacked for saying this because you might not even agree with this, but to me, Aaron Carter was a better rapper than Lil Romeo, and I say that because at least his songs were original.
See, I never heard Aaron Carter rap, so I can't even go to. I never liked Lil Romeo because only reason why Lil Romeo got all the chicks. Well, he had all the chicks going crazy over him because he was a little midget with braids and he was light skinned.
Yeah.
See, back in the day, light skin was in. Now it's back to that chocolate. Everybody want chocolate. Even the white girls want the chocolate. And I'm like, that was all around the time where Allen Iverson, we talk about Allen Iverson from the Sixers, the point guard, and he was just a shit. He wasn't a point guard, he was a shooting guard. But he could play point. But it was around the time when he came out, he was doing all the crazy braid designs, and everybody else was getting cornrows or braids, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And, like, that was the thing.
Iverson was nasty, though. You remember when he crossed up Jordan?
Yeah.
He made Jordan look stupid. I was like, dang, that's no easy feat.
Remember when he did the Tyronn Lue? He crossed him and just stepped over him?
God, yes. Like, those were... I ain't gonna lie. That's when basketball was basketball. Like, I mean, basketball's still good now, but back then, they used to give you a show. It felt like a show back in the 90s and early 2000s watching basketball.
Yeah, like, I can't watch basketball now today because it's all about LeBron James, and I really don't care about LeBron James. Yeah, he got talent, but come on, you keep trying to compare him to Jordan. You can't compare anybody to Jordan.
Exactly. Just like you can't compare Jordan to Dr. J. Like, come on, Dr. J was the man way before Jordan was, but you never see them comparing, oh, Jordan's better than Dr. J. Dr. J's better than Jordan. No, nobody says that because Jordan set his own pace. Dr. J set his own pace. You know what? LeBron James is setting his own pace too. But I'll tell you this, though. LeBron James has the star power, but the real star of the team is Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, of course. He's been
athletic-wise, LeBron is a better athlete, but as an all-around player, Wade is a better all-around player, and I still say it to this day.
See, he more athletic than Wade because Wade done burnt his knees out already. Like, you remember he was doing all the dunking and shit, like when Shaq was on the team and shit like that. But it's like, you can't compare, they keep comparing LeBron James to Jordan until he goes out there with the flu and win a game and score 62 points. Don't compare him to Jordan.
And that's another thing. They better not make a Space Jam 2.
That's my next thing. Warner Bros. Better not fuck up and do that because Warner Bros. Partly own DC Comics too, and it's like, cause they do Looney Tunes comics. I just found that out.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah. I found out Angry Birds even got a comic book now. It's just a simple fact that we don't need a Space Jam 2. It's been too many years.
Number one. Number two, they didn't leave no room for us. What else can you do? Who are they gonna... What, the Monstars are gonna come back now pissed off and more jacked up than ever? First of all, First of all, they took. First of all, who they take the powers from? They took it from Charles Barkley,
Patrick Ewing,
Dirk Nowitzki.
No, it wasn't Dirk Nowitzki. It was
I thought they took. I thought one of them was Dirk.
Muggsy Bogues, and it was the Sean Bradley, the tall, lanky dude that used to play for the Sixers also.
I thought Dirk was in there for some reason. I don't know why. And no, he was in the movie. He just didn't. He just didn't play like a major part. He made a cameo. That's what it was.
Cedric Sabalas.
Yep.
Like you was thinking of you probably was thinking about Vlade Divac because he did make it. He made a appearance in the movie too.
Yeah. Yep. But like, but think about it. Even if they did do the Monstars, who would the Monsters steal their powers from now? They would steal it from, well, of course, not LeBron because he would be like in Jordan's place. He'll be opposite of Jordan. What? They'll take one from Wade. They'll take Kobe. Trying to think. Okay, Wade and Kobe. They need a power forward. Who would be a good power forward? Or a center?
Probably Blake Griffin.
Yeah, probably. Probably
Kevin Garnett.
If they would have made it, I know one thing. If they would have made it back when they were originally playing, they definitely would have put Yao Ming in there.
Yeah, his big linky ass.
Yep. But you said Kevin Garnett already, right?
Yeah, or that gay ass Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh would be in there. Because they can't take all the players from the Heat. That would cause so much of an uproar. If LeBron's in it, then they're going to leave it at LeBron. Because you think about it, Jordan was in. They didn't take Robin or Pippen's power, and that would have been like, they would have beat the Looney Tunes right there.
Yeah, and then like that movie, that was a good movie back then because you had Michael Jordan, you had Larry Bird, and you had Bill Murray. Bill Murray is funny as hell. And then you had the little fat short dude that played what was his name?
Jurassic Park.
He played in Jurassic Park, but we know him from Seinfeld. What the fuck was it?
Yeah.
Newman. Yeah. The dude that played Newman. He's funny though. He was funny.
Mm-hmm.
But and then they like, I don't know, man.
If they was gonna do another Space Jam, I would leave basketball alone. I would do football.
Yeah, I will go at the football. Because
then that leaves a fresh new start. But then again, who would they pick now? Let's just face it, football players don't have the best reputation or the best spotlight right now. Let's face it, Ray Lewis wouldn't be in the movie if he was what you call it, because they'll be like, oh, he's a murderer, whatever, alleged murderer, I might mind you. Then you can't get no New York Giants because they all carry guns and wind up shooting themselves or someone else. The only person I can ever see being in that is Tim Tebow, Steve Smith.
They would probably put Peyton Manning in it.
Deshaun Jackson would be in it too. Yeah, Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. Deshaun Jackson.
I don't know.
Well, he didn't have no big, he didn't have no big issue or whatever. You know, Michael Vick sure as hell ain't gonna be in that movie because, let's face it, they act like he committed mass genocide for fighting dogs. Like he was the only one who did it, so you knew he wasn't gonna be in it.
Man, that's some white people. I know nothing against white people, but y'all love your animals more than your kids, so y'all need to stop that shit.
I'm just saying, but I think that would be cool. But then the problem with Space Jam being a football thing is how are you gonna get 11 monsters to? How are you gonna fill the time for that? Like 11 monsters, and then you gotta get 11 Looney Tunes on the field too. Too much.
There's enough Looney Tunes to go around. You got Froggo and Langhorn, you got Bugs Bunny, you got Lola Bunny, you got Tasmanian Devil, you got Daffy Duck, you got Tweety Bird and Sylvester, you got Porky Pig, you got Elmer Fudd, you got Yosemite Sam.
I want to see. If they do that, I want to see one of the monsters take Sherman's talent and power, because then he could just cut a promo in the middle of the Looney Tunes match, just be like, "Don't you ever talk about me, Bugs Bunny? I'll embarrass you." Just be just going off. I can see that. I think that'll be funny.
do Looney Tunes with wrestling, like crossover to wrestling.
Oh God, if they did that, who would they? John Cena would be.
Of course, they're gonna have John Cena in it.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. John Cena would be in that position then if it was Looney Tunes professional wrestling. And then they would take the talent. I know exactly who they'll take the talent of. They'll take the talent of Christian, Sheamus, Mark Henry, and they need one more.
Christian. You said Christian, right?
Yeah, I already said Christian. Then they'll take probably either Alberto Del Rio or the Big Show. They could take Ryback or whatever.
Or they probably do Daniel Bryan since they're gonna try to bury him anyway.
Yeah, well, Daniel Bryan would be like the help or whatever. He wouldn't like John. When I say the help, I don't mean like what you call it, but like Daniel Bryan would be like the tag team partner to John Cena in that. Like they wouldn't take Daniel Bryan's power.
I don't know, man, but
see, we're giving Warner Brother ideas now, man. We better stop before we mess around and see like
fuck
5
that.
new Space Jam sequels. One for wrestling, one for football, another one for fucking tennis.
Fuck that. Let's get a Static Shock movie. That's what I want to see. Let me get a Static Shock movie.
Oh yes.
We got everything else. Let's get a Static Shock movie.
Who would be Static Shock though? I know. Remember the Red Ranger from Power Rangers SPD?
Yeah.
There you go. I can see him doing that. He needs something too, because I haven't seen him in a lot. He's actually a good, talented actor. So you
talk about the dude with the locks, right?
Yeah.
He was in that USA show. What's the name of that fucking show? It's still on TV. It's still come on TV now. He's in that show. I can't think of the name. It's one like they all undercover and they all live in that one house.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's in that show.
Okay, yeah. Well, at least he's got something, because I was getting ready to say he's too talented of an actor to not be in something. But I can see him being Static. What if they got, like, if they want to do wrestlers, they can get Kofi Kingston, I guess. But not Kofi Kingston because Kofi, he doesn't look like a teen. Even if you shave his beard off, nothing about him says teenager.
They probably just get some random teenager, make him grow his hair out, make him grow locks. And and then again, they probably give him fake locks, and I already don't like the fake locks because it's like a fad now. Like, girls are getting the fake locks. Some dudes are low-key getting the fake locks, and I think they gave the dude that's playing Bishop and X-Men Past and Future and Past, whatever the fuck is the name of it's called. I think they gave him like fake dreadlocks, and they look horrible. Yeah. Get Michael. I can't think of his fucking name. I can't think of his name. Even if you don't do do a Static Shock movie. Fuck that. Do a Static Shock movie. Get an unknown black actor that can act. Have him grow his hair out. Let him go through the process of growing locks.
And let Johnny Knoxville be Richie. There we go.
Let that motherfucker be Gears. I still can't get over that shit. Johnny Knoxville gonna voice Leonardo. What the fuck?
Oh man, it's just what you call it. Here's another movie. I hope if somebody from Warner Bros. Ever watches this video, I hope they're taking notes. Why haven't we got a Batman versus Predator movie yet? Like, come on, that's something that would be great right there.
We can't get that movie because they can't even fucking get the Justice League together for a movie yet.
Oh yeah,
they can't.
They might make a Justice League movie. They can't do what the Avengers did and just like have different expositions.
First of all, they can't find anybody tall enough to play Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman was a fucking Amazon. They recasting Flash. They recasting Green Lantern. They recast Batman because Christian Bale doesn't want to do it anymore after what happened at the what was that? Sandy Hook.
It wasn't Sandy Hook. It was the shooting in was it St. Louis?
No, it was the Colorado theater thing.
The Colorado theaters. Yeah.
And fucking Superman, they recast him so many times. Finally sticking with one, but it's like I don't care for him. It's like the movie, the recent Superman movie. I don't care for it because he destroys a full fucking city just for Zod. Like the Avengers, of course, they tore up the whole city in New York, but
it was a whole army.
There was a whole fucking alien army coming from another dimension, and plus Tony Stark has the money to rebuild the fucking city.
Yep.
What the help of Shield?
Exactly.
It's like I don't know. It's like they can't get it together. Like, come on, get it together. Like that's why I'm thinking this Batman versus Superman is basically the Justice League movie because it seems like every Justice League character that they have is in this fucking movie. Like, if you're going to have the Justice League, you're going to have the fucking Legion of Doom. You're going to have Lex Luthor. You're going to have Solomon Grundy. Who else? You're going to have the Joker.
Black Manta.
Yeah, you're going to have all of them. But it's like DC need to get it the fucking together. Marvel is always going to come on top with movies.
No, but DC, like, their animation studio's been kicking ass lately. Have you watched their movies they've been coming out with? Like,
yeah, but it's still not better than the Marvel's animation movies.
I don't know. Like, some of them good. Like, if you watch Flashpoint Paradox, it's actually pretty good. Like they show what would happen if the Flash never saved his mother. I mean, actually got a chance to save his mother. How everything would change and the whole world would be destroyed and everything. It was actually a pretty good movie. I ain't gonna lie. Then they had another one where it was basically like the Justice League getting created or whatever. It was like they've been on it lately. I can't even knock their hustle. They've been on it lately real well.
I mean, like, not only that, it's just that I don't know, man.
I guess it's just a matter of taste and what you like and what you don't like. Like, I can tolerate DC now because they went away from the campy Boy Scout superheroes and actually have superheroes. They have Batman kicking ass again. Superman's still a Boy Scout. He's always going to be a Boy Scout. But in the movies, he actually kills people in this one and doesn't even think twice about it. Like they have one movie they had Superman a fucking G, like he just killed somebody and went on his day, like it just kept walking in front of the camera, in front of everybody, in front of the whole metropolis, and like did not care.
I don't care for Superman at all. That's just me. I don't really care for Superman, but
yeah,
Superman is like Captain America for me.
Just like that Death Battle episode, they had Goku lose to Superman.
That's not even possible because
they measured Goku's strength and everything, and you know how first of all Dragon Ball Z they don't have anything canon usually, right? Like how everything in Dragon Ball Z is kind of like it just is. They just do stuff for the moment.
Yeah.
Like one minute, there's like Vegeta's strong enough to blow up a whole planet by himself, and then without twitching a finger, and then later on he's Super Saiyan 3 and he's struggling to charge up, and he can still blow up the Earth or whatever. But it takes him to use every ounce of his energy. So that's what the inconsistencies kind of got it. But like Goku's strong enough to move a planet or whatever. Superman's strong enough to move a planet, and that's what they went with.
But he can strong enough to move a fucking planet, but he can't connect all the souls from every human life form on the fucking planet to create a one big ass bomb, a spirit bomb. I'm like Superman. If Goku would have just Super Saiyan out to Super Saiyan 2 or 3, or even Super Saiyan 4, Superman wouldn't stand a chance. Regular Goku, yeah, but Super Saiyan Goku, nah. Superman couldn't even beat Gohan when he was younger. Because Gohan was a Dark Saiyan.
Yep.
They don't want to tell you that, but Gohan was a Dark Saiyan when he was younger. That's why he was under the tutelage of Piccolo.
Yep. They just changed like I said, it's just like I said, a lot of that stuff is just left to the interpreters and everything, or whatever. Like I'm telling you, anytime you could blow up a planet without twitching your finger, you won. I mean, Superman can't blow up a planet. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how big of an energy of a eye laser he shoots. He will not be able to blow up the planet. This is how it is.
Like the old age question is like, can Superman beat Batman? Maybe, yeah, but Batman will outsmart him somehow.
Yeah,
like he does everybody.
I actually watched a movie where they did put Superman versus Batman or whatever, and they had Batman. He used a dusted kryptonite that Superman had to inhale and everything, and he lost his powers from that. And then Superman handed Batman's ass to him, and it killed him. But before Batman died, he sat there and he started beating the shit out of Superman. He said, "Oh, and before I die, and before you get knocked unconscious, just know that I beat you." And he just died in such a G way.
Yeah, they always say that Batman always keeps a little piece of kryptonite just in case.
And then there was another question people had. They said, who would win a fight between Broly and the Hulk? Broly, they say the Hulk. Well, he gets madder as he gets stronger as he gets madder or whatever. The more he fights, the angrier he
gets. The Hulk. You know what? I would say that won't work because the Hulk will win because you can't kill the Hulk.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you remember Bruce Banner tries to kill himself all the time in the comic books, but the Hulk will spit the bullet out.
Yeah, that's true. But
he will rip Broly apart once he get his hands on him.
Yeah, but Broly wouldn't let him get close to him because forget when Broly goes to Legendary Superman, it's basically almost the same power. Because the more Broly fights, the stronger Broly gets. The more angrier Broly gets, the stronger he gets. And then Broly has the energy blast.
Yeah, but the Hulk got that fucking Hulk smack, the Hulk clap, yo. That's just kind of vicious. But yo, YouTube, this end of the video. Yeah, we rambled. We talked about some pressing issues, but yeah, stay tuned for the next video. I think it's Sonic Boom. I don't know, but this is Static Shock. Peace out.